The Babe led the Bombers to their first World Championship in 1923.
Strike three, a no-hitter, a perfect game for John Lawson.
Reggie Jackson hit his third home run of the game.
Hayes makes the catch. The Yankees win.
The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time.
In the 1943 World Series, once again, it was the Yankees and the Cards.
Some might say it was revenge of some sorts for the New York Yankees because in 1942, the Cardinals had defeated the Yankees in the series, which was the team's first defeat in the series since the Cardinals had done so in 1926.
In 43, both clubs were suffering from wartime defections, players who were enlisting or were drafted into the military. So the two clubs were not at top strength.
There were a lot of ball players that were missing from both teams, and some of the Yankee stars included Joe D., Phil Rizzuto, Henrik, Selkirk, Red Ruffin.
And it just goes to show what strength the Yankees had to be able to win the World Series missing those key components.
New names such as Tuck Steinbach and Nick Etten replaced these great stars as regulars in the Yankees lineup.
Despite the lack of superstars in their lineup, the Yankees posted an American League best 98-56 record. 36-year-old catcher Bill Dickey hit .351 but managed to appear in just 85 games. Rookie Billy Johnson played third base, hit .280, and drove in 94 runs. First baseman Nick Etten led the club with 107 RBI, while outfielder Charlie Keller finished second in the American League with 31 homers and 97 runs scored.
Spud Chandler was 20-4 during the regular season. In fact, Spud Chandler, who's not as well remembered today as he should be, has the highest winning percentage lifetime of any pitcher who ever won 100 games. A remarkable pitcher was Spud Chandler, who became the third Yankee in a row after DiMaggio and Joe Gordon to win the league's Most Valuable Player award, and he was only the second pitcher to win it since the baseball writers started the award in 1931. In 31, Lefty Grove had won, and now in 43, Spud Chandler was the American League MVP.
To this day, Spud Chandler remains the only Yankees pitcher to ever win the American League MVP. He led Major League Baseball with an .833 winning percentage and an ERA of 1.64. That earned run average is still the lowest ever recorded by a Yankees starting pitcher in a single season, and since 1921, his 1.64 ERA ranks 7th in baseball history among starters. In addition, Tiny Bonham followed his 21-win 1942 season with another 15 victories, while the Yankees starting rotation led the American League with a minuscule 2.85 ERA.
Due to wartime travel restrictions, the first 3 games of the series were played in New York at Yankee Stadium.
Reigning American League MVP Spud Chandler would take the hill in Game 1 for the Yankees and continue his brilliance. Chandler threw a complete game, scattering 7 hits and allowing just a single earned run. Second baseman Joe Gordon slammed a solo home run to left field in the 4th inning, while Billy Johnson and Frankie Crissetti accounted for the other 3 Bomber runs. Up 1-0 in the series, the Yankees sent Tiny Bonham to the mound for Game 2. Bonham would give up 2 home runs early, and despite an attempted comeback in the 9th inning, which featured an RBI triple by Charlie Keller, the Yanks would fall 4-3 to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Game 3 was a very interesting game. It set a World Series attendance mark of 69,990 fans at Yankee Stadium.
The team split the first 2 games in New York, but the Yankees won the 3rd game to take the advantage on a bases-loaded triple by third baseman Billy Johnson.
That triple occurred in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out and the Yankees trailing 2-1. Billy Johnson's clutch hit would give the Bronx Bombers a lead that they would never relinquish. Johnny Murphy would close out the game the following inning with 3 straight outs as the Yankees took a 2-1 series advantage.
So after Game 3 in New York, they went to St. Louis. In Game 4, a New York native, Marius Russo, was the pitcher. He allowed no earned runs in the game and hit 2 doubles and scored the game-winning run.
Russo was indeed the story of the game. His dominant performance on the mound, coupled with him scoring on Frankie Crissetti's 8th inning sacrifice fly, would put the Yankees up 3-1.
Game 5 was the final game of the series, won behind the pitching of New York Yankee ace and American League MVP from 1943, Spud Chandler.
Spud Chandler won the deciding game 2-0, and then not too many weeks later, like so many others on the Yankees, he was off to military service.
It also marked the 8th and final World Series appearance of Bill Dickey. Dickey hit a 2-run home run to give the Yankees a 2-0 win in that game.
The series was over and the Yankees had won their 10th championship title. Billy Johnson led the offensive charge for New York, recording 6 hits, 3 runs, a double, triple, 3 RBI, and a .300 batting average. Frankie Crissetti, who played shortstop due to the wartime absence of Phil Rizzuto, hit .278 while crossing the plate, a team best 4 times. Future Hall of Famer Bill Dickey, in his final World Series appearance, led the Yankees with 4 RBI.
Spud Chandler was the pitching hero of the '43 World Series.
Pitcher Spud Chandler, who had won 20 games during the 1943 regular season, recorded 2 more victories during the 1943 World Series and only allowed 1 run during 18 innings of work.
Marius Russo also recorded a complete game victory, while the Yankees staff pitched to a combined 1.40 ERA, the 11th best in Fall Classic history. Collectively, they held the St. Louis Cardinals to a measly .224 batting average. 1943 would also mark the final World Series appearance for manager Joe McCarthy. In his tenure at the helm for the Yankees, McCarthy appeared in 8 Fall Classics, steering the club to 7 titles. Despite the loss of Joe McCarthy, the New York Yankees would uphold the standard set by their Hall of Fame manager and continue to add to their trophy case.